Retailers need to care about omnichannel journey because the customer journey begins at point of sale.
Natasha, I'm interested if you can kind of talk a little bit about, you mentioned this notion of product as media channel in some ways, and the types of experiences that can be offered as a consumer is perhaps presented with a product for the first time.
Once digitized, each connected product can become a media channel and a two-way communication channel between brand and customer. So you're holding this sweater, you can scan it, you can access styling resources, right? You can actually access an outfit recommendation of pants or shoes that would look good with this product, as well as see different ways that people have styled it. You can access transparency information, understand the origins of your product, the ethics of the supply chain. You can access resale resources, you can access care instructions, you can access recycling information. And basically what it starts to do is build this two-way communication channel between brands and customers. And it enables brands to move more into a service-based relationship with each customer. Right, today the relationship, I guess, between the brand and the customer is very transactional. It's about that point of initial sale, and then the relationship is essentially over. Now with the connected product, that brand can continue to engage, service, and build community with that customer.
As we transition to this stage of the shopper journey, we are excited to have Natasha Franck here from EON to talk us through how their technology ultimately serves both the consumer experience as well as brands and retailers in creating deeper connection to both products as well as building relationships. So Natasha, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
As a sort of jumping off point here, I'm interested if you can kind of talk a little bit about how you see the mobile device kind of playing a role within the sort of broader retail experience and how that ultimately kind of connects to the solution that you're offering.
So today between brands and retailers, the relationship is broken at point of sale. And that means brands have a really high customer acquisition cost. It also means that brands generate a fraction of the possible revenue through each product that they produce. Brands basically today sell simple products, and they don't have the ability to monetize that product after initial sale. They don't have the ability to connect to their customer even during initial sale and after initial sale, and they don't have the ability to monetize and scale new business models because of something very simple is missing, which is a product ID. So once brands digitize and connect their products, every single product becomes a channel for brands to connect to their customers. Every single product becomes a data generating asset where brands can start to understand how that product is used, how customers are engaging in that product, and the life cycle of that product. And every single product can be stewarded and managed through brand owned, operated, or partner managed, essentially revenue generating re-commerce channels. So today brands produce products and they sell those products and they remove the RFID or the barcode or the NFC at point of sale. And that means that they no longer have that connection to that product. And they basically, without the ability to connect to that product after point of sale, they essentially generate a fraction of the future possible revenue through each product. And so by connecting that product can become a media channel for the customer to engage with the brand. That product becomes, that product can also be stewarded through the brand's re-commerce channels, such that brands can make 2-3 times the amount of revenue that they do today from each physical product.
When you talk about re-commerce, can you go a little bit deeper in terms of how that experience sort of sort of works and what you mean by that? That might be a term that's a little bit unfamiliar to our audience.
So today, if a customer is ready for a change, right, if they're finished with their product, they will maybe look to take that product to the RealReal or ThreadUp or Poshmark or some third party channel. Now, as soon as that customer goes to that third party resale channel, they are also purchasing on that third party resale channel. They're getting a credit. And that means that the initial brand that produced the product has lost the customer relationship. And they've also lost the ongoing value of that product. Now, with connected products, the customer can scan that product and instantly resell back through a revenue channel that is revenue generating for the initial brand. So when I scan that product, I will be able to instantly resell back through the original brand's preferred resale channel, get a credit back to the original brand. And now the brand has, one, they've kept my relationship with the brand, and they've also now received that product back, and they can resell that product and have that additional revenue from that second transaction and third transaction.
Yeah, it's really amazing to see that. Again, it's like the resale model has something that's obviously been around, but it seems to be gaining a lot of steam in the past 12 months or so. And we know younger consumers are shopping more from a resale point of view. And then again, when you think about that sort of ownership chain and the value chain associated with that from both a consumer and brand point of view, it's really exciting to see how your solution kind of like closes the gap there a bit.
So if I'm enjoying that product and it's, let's say it's a basic tee, I can instantly rescan and reorder that product. So that connected product, depending on the type of product it is, brands leverage different functionality for the product ID, right? You may not be reordering a very expensive coat, but you will be leveraging, you will be engaging the customer to resell that product as a brand and steward that product back through your brand's e-commerce channels. So it's not a one size fits all in terms of designing the connected product experience between the brand and the customer, but the concept of product ID as becoming a new normal for fashion will span every product type and category.
Yeah, it's really interesting the way that you kind of talk about the various ways that that can kind of play a role. Natasha, I wonder if you can expand a little bit on this idea of the two-way conversation. And I recognize that there's probably a lot of data that brands and retailers, whoever sort of selling that connected product, are able to kind of gather in relation to sort of use and things like that, and how that can then be utilized in different ways within a business capability as well.
So what is pretty exciting is to not only see the information that the brands are able to give to the customers, to your point, it's also to be able to see the information and content that consumers are able to share back with brands. So when a product comes in to a customer, if it didn't fit right and they're sending it back, they can scan that product and indicate that. They can also indicate, hey, I'm finished with this product. How can I, recycle it? Or I'm done with it. How can I resell it? Well, as soon as that customer is finished with that product, that is an invaluable bit of intel for a brand, right? They're selling that product from, winter, and now it's summer. Now maybe they want to change it for a summer product, right? So just this insight into the sort of ebb and flow of products within one consumer's life is incredibly valuable for a brand to be able to build more meaningful services and provide brands the products that they want at the right time.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I love. I mean, I love the various, as you mentioned, this is the basis for all of these new kind of business models. And I can see there being things like subscription
Mhm.
alongside of this as a sort of basic one. But then again, like, as you mentioned, like all of these various kind of services that can then layer in as a part of that, which is really exciting. Natasha, we're sort of at early days, perhaps, in terms of the rollout of connected products. And we've talked about a lot of the ways that that kind of changes the role of brands in consumers' lives. Maybe you could talk a little bit about what you see in a sort of future forward context.
We're seeing brands now throughout the past 2 years roll out connected products and start to architect the foundation for portfolio-wide rollouts. So some brands that EON works with that have made that public is Yoox Net-a-Porter Group. We're rolling out product ID portfolio-wide for them across all of their private label brands. And basically, I think there's this very exciting shift that's happening, moving beyond sort of a capsule collection mindset. Brands do not look at product ID today as part of a small initiative. It is of the thesis that every single product will be coming online within the next 5 years. So it's a very exciting business transformation initiative. And I think it's the scale of the implementation that is going to make it incredibly impactful and shift customer, how customers use, connect, sell, buy products, and also how brands connect and service consumers. And honestly, for our team at EON, one of the most meaningful things is how it paves the way for circular business model transformation. Through each connected product, we embed within each product all of the data essential for managing that product through a circular life cycle, leveraging the circular ID protocol, which we created with industry. And so that means that each connected product has all the information that it needs to be recycled and that it needs to, be resold. So it becomes much easier and more effective for industry to scale those processes, because in order to recycle a material, you need to know the material content. And so this product ID is a crucial enabler to the sort of systems and interconnectivity essential for industry to really achieve and scale that vision of circular commerce.
It's amazing. And alongside that, I love this sort of notion of once a brand has an ecosystem of products connected, I can kind of imagine all of these different ways that that product portfolio, as you mentioned, kind of work together in creating a broader experience as well. Super, super exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing all these great insights today.
Thank you, guys.